Happy Saturday. Today's home workout is an aerobic style workout. We're doing 5 rounds, 4 reps of 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. First interval, calories, burpees, or mountain climbers. So if you don't have a rower or a assault bike or any machine that you can kind of count your calories on there, we can go for burpees. If you kind of don't want to repeat from yesterday's burpees, we can go mountain climbers instead as well. Great option as well there to kind of keep that heart rate up and to really be working on that aerobic system. Second interval, you'll do 30 seconds max effort of kettlebell swings, then 30 seconds off, V-sits, wall balls, and box jump overs. So the style of this workout is designed to really work on the VO2 system. So we're trying to work on how much oxygen we can kind of take in and be able to utilize that. So the 30 seconds off is kind of there designed to really work on that system. That means you want to kind of go at an 80 to 90% effort, not quite 100% there. Something that's at that threshold pace that's tough, but you're not burning out every single time. So we don't want to go to a max out effort every single time we do an interval. We want to stay within that threshold where it's tough, but it's not going to 100% there. We want to try to keep that consistent throughout the 5 rounds. So for the calories, swings, V-sits, wall balls, and the box jump overs. All the movements for today are designed in a way that shouldn't be very taxing on a specific muscle group. It's a lot of overall body movement, so you should be feeling this more in the lungs than you should be feeling it in those specific areas. Maybe in the last couple rounds, so in the 4th round, 5th round, might start building up there. But in those first couple rounds, really try to be working on your breathing, really try to be working on what kind of speeds you're going at for this workout. There's no rest, so you're going, once you finish that box jump overs, you're going back to that first round. So that means for this workout is a 25-minute workout total. So make sure you pick those progressions that will allow you to move continuously and at that 80 to 90% effort continuously throughout the workout. Once you finish this, guys, you're gonna cool down with a stretch. We're gonna stretch out those glutes. You might feel a little bit sore after those wall balls and those box jump overs, really in the lower legs there and the glutes specifically. 2 minutes on both sides. Play around with any style of stretch you like for the glutes there. We'll show you some examples of glute stretches you can do, but again, you can choose any that you like. Kind of spend that time there, floss around, open up those glutes, so you'll get ready for the next day. Hope you guys enjoy today's workout, today's home workout, and the afterburner today. We'll see you guys next for the warm-up. All right, we're here for the warm-up. So we're gonna start off with part A, which is getting that hip and the glutes nice and active. So starting off with those hip circles, we're gonna keep it a little bit different this time. We're gonna go from the hollow position and keep those circles a little bit smaller. We're trying to work on moving that hip in a controlled fashion. So to get into that hollow first, guys, so you guys can start from that pike position, that seated position here. You guys are gonna round that back, tuck in that rib cage so you're getting that core engagement. You sit back into that hollow position. Once you're here, we're gonna focus on one leg. We're gonna go for 5 nice small circles, really just trying to focus on the control of the hip. If it's getting very choppy, make a smaller circle, and as you get more comfortable with it, then you guys can get a little bit larger with that circle, or even get a little bit faster. I don't wanna see you guys go like this, so make sure it's nice and controlled the entire time. 5 in the clockwise direction, 5 in the counterclockwise direction on that one leg, then switch and do it on the opposite side. Once you're done that, you guys stay on the floor. Let's go for those single-legged glute bridges. So lift that one leg off the ground, back is flat against the floor. We drive our hips up, really feel that in our hamstrings and our glutes. 15 on one side, then once you're done, switch and do 15 on the opposite side. Again, make sure that hip is opening up each time you do it. Once you're done part A, we're gonna go to part B here. So with part B, you're gonna start off with a cardio component. 60 double unders, 20 calories, or 400-meter run here. Or if you guys have a pool, jump in that pool, go for a quick little swim. Once you're done that cardio component, we're gonna go for the second movement, which is 8 seated leg lifts over an object. So you're gonna get that core nice and active and that hip flexor active. So just pick any object, don't pick an object that's too tall. Start with a basic object and then you can get a little bit higher. You're gonna focus on that one leg at first. So we've done those leg lifts before with both legs and sometimes it's single leg. This time I'm gonna go over top of an object. So start with one leg. You're gonna keep that core nice and tight. You're gonna lift that leg over the object and then back in again. So we're gonna go for 8 reps. Once you're done 8 reps, switch and do it on the opposite side. Again, to make it harder, bring your hands in. To make it easier, hands further back. So play around with it. What the focus is to get that core engagement and the hip engagement there. Last movement here, 20 seconds of that single arm plank. So we're gonna go off with one hand. What I wanna see is that I want you to push through that lat into the ground, really try to engage that lat and the core as well at the same time. So I'm in this position, we're gonna start off nice and wide, have a nice wide base, thinking about pushing hard into the floor, keeping the core tight. 20 seconds here, then 20 seconds on the opposite side. If you want to make it more challenging, bring your feet in, or if you want to make it a little bit easier, go off your knees, but again, still focus on pushing hard through that lat as you're doing that single arm plank. 2 rounds of that, guys, and then we'll see you guys next for the workout movements.
So for your kettlebell swings, something new that I want to talk about here, guys, that sometimes maybe we miss, we don't mention it enough, is your knee position. So I will see when the kettlebell's going down, things look awesome. As soon as you're about to shift your weight to go up, sometimes I'll see the knees shift. You may not even notice that. But when your knees shift, your weight is now transferring to mid foot to the front of the foot. So now I got my lifters on, but you can still see that the weight is off my heels. So now I'm pushing and driving my hips through my quads. So knee position on the rebound is very critical. So when you go back up, don't let your knees scoot forward too quickly, okay? Keep your knees somewhat back to create tension in those hamstrings, to get everything out of your hips, but coming from the hamstring opposed to your quad. This is such a common problem that is seen on Olympic lifts, whether it be the jerk, whether it be the clean or snatch. This is your time where you can fix that knee position, which is, for Olympic lift, is that second pull, when you're transitioning from the first to second pull. Now, if that's too complicated, or you're not sure what that means, ignore me, just focus on the knee position on your kettlebell swing spin.
The final move is the V-sit. Remember, guys, you can challenge yourselves with a weight between the heel, or you can do a toe to bar if you have a pull-up bar at home. So for the V-sit, first progression, you can just do a sit-up. So you can get a nap mat under your back, or a towel, roll up a shirt, whatever. We're just gonna come all the way up, touch the shoes, come back down. You can use your arms. Those are a bit too easy for you. For 3, it's probably gonna be a bit too easy. You can switch to a jackknife. So in a jackknife, you start off in that hollow body position. The knees come in towards the chest. The V-sit is very similar, except now we're keeping our legs locked out, and we're trying to bring our arms overhead and then bring the hands in towards the toes. If you don't touch the toes, that's okay. You're just gonna try to get as close as you can, and you're gonna try to keep everything nice and straight.
Then you're going into your wall ball, so grabbing that soccer ball, that basketball, volleyball, whatever you got guys at home. If you got something, if you don't have a med ball per se, okay? So going into your target, so maybe it's the side of your house, guys. Trying to throw it as high as you can. Then back into that squat, okay? Or if it's a heavier object, try to be consistent with your target. If it's light, high as possible. If it's a weighted object, hit that target. Walk, jump over. I'm gonna just set up, I'm just gonna use a ball notice how my ball is small here, guys. So if you have a small object, I want you guys to emphasize your jump. So instead of being close to it, maybe take a step back and try to hop over it. Okay, almost lost the balance there. So hop over it so you're working on that explosiveness in your jump. Okay, so again, hop over it from a distance, turn around, jump again.
All right, guys, we're here for the afterburner. Got my mat here to get ready for our stretches, so I'll meet you down there. Gonna come down to our glute stretch here. I'm gonna start from all fours. We're going to cross that one leg perpendicular to our body, kind of getting into that pigeon stretch. That back knee is gonna be close to the ankle. Then we're gonna sit our hips back and kind of fish around in that position, trying to stretch out this glute. So I'm gonna move back to the side, play around with it, see where I feel that stretch the most, and kind of hang out in that position. Once you do 2 minutes on that one side, switch and do 2 minutes again on the opposite side, same position there, ankle close to the knee, sit back, kind of fish around until you feel that stretch. I feel it when I go out to the side more, so see if that works better for you, or you can play around going just further back. Once you finish 2 minutes per side, we're gonna go for 2 minutes in that frog stretch. So on our knees here, try to use something that's soft so it's easier on the knees, especially on the inside of the knees. But we're gonna go wide with our knees there until we feel a stretch in our groin. And then from here, we're gonna push our hips back, and you'll start to feel a stretch in those hip flexors, in that psoas muscle. Try to mess around with going back and then taking a break, go back until you feel that stretch. You can kind of twist that back a little bit in that position. See what feels best for you, trying to target that going a little bit more with the frog stretch. So 2 minutes for both stretches today. Hope you guys enjoyed the workout, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the workout.